like a baseline of time, which is universal.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
We tried that with the at clock, like the whole Swiss time at clock. Remember that? The whole, this is my at time. It was like the Idiocracy version of the watch.
Yeah, I mean,
we tried to make it real simple.
The main thing is that like what we really use time for is to meet up.
Exactly, to have the similar experience sign.
It has no other real purpose. Like
no.
To synchronize humans.
Pretty much. Yeah. And give us billable time. How about that? I'll add that little bit to it.
Like you wouldn't even have the billable time if you couldn't meet.
But by the meeting, you do the whatever then the billable time begins, depending on the lessons that need to be learned.
Well, yes. The billing beginneth.
Billing beginneth, and then your continuation of sin will only be forgiven through the transference of depending on I always like to say the ducats, because the ducats is real Rome sort of shit.
Okay.
Get the ducats going. Because would you prefer like the gold doubloon versus the gold ducat? Like if you were going to get a gold ducat versus a gold doubloon.
I see. If I was going to get a gold doubloon.
Versus a golden ducat. The golden octopus money or the eagle money. Which would you prefer?
I don't know. I'm struggling to answer.
Because I guess it's in modern times. Like, would you prefer to be paid in American dollars, or would you prefer to be paid in
pounds or
Bitcoin? Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin.
There you go.
American dollars or Bitcoin.
Yeah. Because right now I know where my answer is, and I don't even bet.
Okay, it's interesting. It would depend on the person who I was trying to make owe me. Who was owing me, who I wanted to give me something, because I guess depending on who they were.
If you wanted to buy something electronic or plastic, you'd be dealing in yen then.
I might be dealing in access to their property that when I live longer that I'm allowed to go and be there, and it's okay.
Their purveyance of the service rendered facility token.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I might like
I get it, man. I'm trying to think more about like less of what money is and more than what it facilitates.
Well, it's meant to be that way. Well, the way that people describe it, I won't say it's meant to. The way that I hear it frequently described by people who try to like, I don't know, kind of say that they're kind of thinking about it in a more next level way.
You know me, because I always try and take it from a Christian point of view, because that was my
you do have that
fundamentals, of course.
I want to buy a cybernetic arm from you. And have that.
Well, there's two ways we can do it. You can give me spare parts to the value of what the thing is.
I'm a tomato farmer, and I've done in my right arm through RSI in fucking tomatoes. And I need a robotic arm.
And you need the
replace it. I can't afford one.
The interface chip plus the
version.
Well, you've already got the interface chip, so that'll make it a lot cheaper. All I need to do is just provide you with that.
I can't. I have like I can give you a ton of tomatoes, but that's.
Well, I prefer credit chip myself. That's right. What I do.
So the thing about the credit chip is it's like the neutral form. It means you don't really want a ton of tomatoes.
No, I don't need a ton of tomatoes.
The price of a ton of tomatoes in a neutral value.
I could probably use a ton of tomatoes over my lifetime, but I don't need a ton of tomatoes right now.
So I give you a thing which is equal in value to a ton of tomatoes today, but it has its own intrinsic value, and then you can carry that thing and you can.
I can put that somewhere, invest it or whatever, and then it'll grow and and then I can get 2 tons of
tomatoes. You don't even have to give a shit that I relate to tomatoes. You just have to know that it's $100 because that's a ton. Whatever it is, but I think that's the alleged original purpose of currency, is that you have this neutral energy
to give value to have a neutral exchange system which gave value to the item. Created value for item.
There was a big shift in this to do with artisans. So when we got to things where a person was making like a window, and the window was used in the example I read about.
Because it was a thing that wasn't normal.
Very artisan.
It was
exclusive to begin with, exclusive. And so the lord or whatever who was getting the glass installed, that artisan did not want turnips.
No. What use is turnips?
They don't come from around there. They're an artisan. So they were this. And so what that did was pushed the artisans who, like particularly with glass, were doing the transition of that. Kind of made then in a sense with the lords, then instead of like wanting turnips from their constituents,
or the
wanted the money
of the service,
wanted the money, and then as a result
wanted the transactional piece.
So they had money to give to the artisans,
the thing with the face on it,
and then the farmer, the constituency, the person who was out on the land looking after the family and having a life and just living their life, and would give a share of their life to the lord. They were like, oh shit, okay, I can't just give you crop, I've now got to give you money. Well,
so I've got to find some way of selling crop to make money. So now it's like,
okay, the only thing that I can sell is wheat.
I've become I've got
to now sell. I used to have a whole market garden, and my family had a nourishing food.
And people would just come and buy my product. I didn't worry.
And I had everything. I do everything because it was my family.
Now there's this machine down the road which grinds the fucking
wheat,
the grain into the wheat.
2 tons of wheat.
It takes away that whole process where they have to stamp the fucking thing with the pole in the hole. You know what I mean? Like to get their daily bread. I've done that process.
I have to change all my growing land into wheat, and I can no longer grow enough diversity to feed my family
Yeah,
and give
yeah.
the Lord.
I go sold product,
Yeah,
and
and
then
now
I
I
rely
need-
on the
and
money now to be the
now-
mechanism to get me
yes.
the other thing. Correct. I transfer control to the money to be the
money. And
the
so that
money
was
to
the
be
basic sort
yeah,
of transition phase, was like this
Mm.
through where we move beyond just what like the relationship between Lord
the
and
necessity.
serf
Yeah,
would
trading for
do, like
necessity.
trading, like, yeah, here's that, and okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you my labor for a week, sir, and we'll build the thing. Or, you
Somewhere
know,
with shelter and
yeah, and then if we were attacked, you know,
sharing
the
a few
Lord
hot
would like
meals
make
from
sure
your
we were
family. Yeah.
protected. You know, there was like a transaction. It's a transaction. You know, it's a sort of a deal, whether it's fair or not. You know, whatever. But like there was a deal, and then
The
the
deal,
deal was movable. Like if it was a bad year, you didn't still get $100. You still got 20% of
No.
the crops.
Yeah, yeah.
But
If
when
it
went to
was
money,
short, it was shortfall, then you got
we all had it
20% of the shortfall.
We all
That's
had
it.
it short.
Everyone
But when it went to money,
yeah.
you asked for $100. That was up to me to get you $100. You know, it was no longer 10%. It was just
Yeah, yeah,
$100.
yeah. It was
And
a
I'm,
set
oh,
amount.
okay.
That's
Oh,
right.
all
Yeah.
right. But
Doesn't
so,
matter if there's
what's $100?
shortfall.
It's like, well, I don't know. Well, you got to find
Yeah, I
$100.
don't care if it was shortfall. Yeah, that was the agreed amount.
What are we talking about? Don't make no sense.
And then there's no extra help. Like for the 100, you give me the 100, and I don't extra. Like I don't prep you for the next year or whatever.
What do you mean
because,
there's been a drought? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we
Who
didn't do that
cares?
before.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
didn't do that before. Yeah, but before I gave you 20% of my crops. Yeah, but we changed that deal. Then it's not cool.
Yeah, we went to
Well,
the money only. Went to the money only. That's right. I know. I got to wear the cost now.
yeah, I got to wear the cost of my new windows then.
Just because I wanted glass.
Yeah, because I
Now
can't sell you
I got
your
this
wheat
real
down the shop.
problem because I was short. Yep, yep. He still wants the $100 because he doesn't
I
give
don't
a fuck.
I don't like that you're selling wheat as well, because I want to sell the wheat. So you got to sell me all your wheat, and
But I'm only going to pay this much for it.
and if you don't like that, then I'll put someone else on your land who will sell me
and
their
they'll
wheat.
pay what I'm asking. Yeah.
And then I've got I've got the markets down here you can buy your food
They don't
from.
care about the local people. They just want to give me
But I
all
just gave you,
what
just
I
gave
want.
me the money
and
for the
then
wheat, yes. And now I've got to go to your markets and buy the food, yes. To feed my but then I'm giving you my money back. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
Thanks
Give me
very
my money.
much.
Give me my money
Give me
back.
my money back. Give me
What
my
are you
money back
doing?
that I gave you. Because you ain't done shit.
Yeah.
You
All
ain't
this
done
was
shit.
mine.
I already did all this.
Yeah.
This whole plan was mine. You owe me money now. Because you short fell.
That's my land.
For some reason. Yeah. You didn't make enough of my land.
That's misusing assets. That's crime.
That's just pure laziness
You have
and
to take your
essence.
family now. That wife of yours?
Scientific experiments, prima nocta.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't worry about them
take
kids. They're
them.
gone.
Yeah,
Kids
that's
we're going to
sort
hand
that
them
out.
to the
Yeah.
clergy. They're going to be, tomorrow night's 42.
Chef's going to make a special meal afterwards. I'll be hungry after all that work.
Had to put me shark's teeth in. Yeah, swap over the teeth just to enjoy picking up the bow.
Making little wobbly noises. Little high pitched. Getting excited with the teeth in.